Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the two compartment model or in the multi-compartment model. Before we have to go for the two compartment models, previously we have to see the one compartment model. So in one compartment model, we have to describe the pharmacokinetic of many drugs. But the assumption in that case is the rapid distribution and rapid equilibrium in the tissue or the organs is assumed in such case, and the decline in the amount of drug in the body with the time that is expressed by the equations we have to use in the one compartment model, that is mono-exponential form. But however, it is not possible, truly possible in all the cases that rapid distribution or rapid equilibriums occurs in the tissue or organs. So it is very difficult for even a larger number of drug and drug disposition is expressed by the mono-exponential form, but it is used by the bi or multi-exponential form. So this is because of the body is comprised of heterogeneous group or the tissue. So in that case, different degree of blood flows are there in different organ. Their affinity of drug towards that also the difference are there. So rate of equilibrium also different. Not like in one compartment we have to assume that the degree of blood flow is equal in all the organs. Affinity of drug is same, and the rapid distribution of the drug throughout the body, rate of equilibrium is also equal. That assumptions we have to done in one compartment model, but it is not truly or possible for all the drugs or even larger number of the drugs by explaining into the mono-exponential form. That time we have to go for the bi or multi-exponential form, because the degree of blood flow, affinity of drug, rate of equilibriums are not similar throughout the body. So ideally, a two pharmacokinetic model should be one with a rate constant for each tissue undergoing equilibrium, but it is difficult mathematically. So that times we have to go for the multi-compartment models by using multi-exponential or bi-exponential form. So in multi-compartment model, some assumptions are there. So there are two central compartment and peripheral compartments are there. Central compartment is highly perfused organ or tissue where the rapid distribution of the drug, rapid equilibrium are there, higher amount of drug concentration found in that organs. And second one, that is peripheral compartment, that is poorly perfused organ. There blood flow is poor, so slow, the equilibriums are there, so distribution of the drugs are there, so less amount of drug we have to find in that peripheral compartment. IV administration medication are introduced directly into the central compartment. Irreversible drug eliminations, similar like in one compartment also, either by hepatic, biotransfer, renal excretion take place only from the central compartment only. So that assumptions we have to then that the drug elimination only from the central compartment, not from the peripheral compartment, and it is irreversible for the drug elimination. Reversible distributions occur between the central and the peripheral compartment, so they can move reversibly from central to peripheral and peripheral to central. So after the equilibrium, drug equilibriums between drug central and the peripheral compartment, elimination follow the first order kinetics. Peripheral compartment is usually inaccessible to direct measurement, is not site for the drug elimination or clearance. So that type of assumptions that for the multi-compartment models. And multi-compartment models were best characteristic that we have to understood by applying IV bolus administrations, and we have to observing or monitor the manner in which the plasma concentration decline with the time. So in that two compartment models, so three possibilities are there. So drug reach to the central compartment after absorptions, then distributed to the peripheral compartment, and elimination only from the central compartment. Second possibility, enter in central compartment, distribute peripheral and eliminate from the peripheral compartment. And third possibility is there. So the model C, they enter into the central, distribute to peripheral, and both from central and peripheral drug going for the eliminations. But in multi-compartment model, the assumptions are there, drugs only eliminated from the central compartment only. So two compartment models, so in similar like first compartment, so one compartment open models The IV administration, IV bolus, extravasculars, like that already we have to see it. Similar way for two compartment open models, IV bolus. So after the IV bolus of the drug that follow two compartment kinetics, that decline in plasma concentrations is bi-exponential, indicating the presence of two disposition process. So that first, that is distribution, and second one, that is elimination. This process we are not evident by the using normal regular eyes and they think arrangement of plots. So when we have to go for the semi-log plot, concentration versus time, that we can identify that distribution and elimination phase are there. So in the graph we have to see log concentration versus time. So we have to see that two graph patterns are there for the central and the peripheral. So initially the concentration of drug in the central compartment decline. So initially rapid decline distribution phase are there. So this is due to the distribution of drug from central to the peripheral. That's why the concentration is reduced in central compartment. This phase is called as the distributive phase. After some time, pseudo distribution equilibrium is achieved between the two compartments. So following with the subsequent loss of drug from the central compartment is slow and mainly due to the elimination process. So this graph for the central compartment. This second slower rate process is called as a post-disruptive or the elimination phase. So in central compartment we have to see two phases are there, distributive phase and post-distributive or elimination phase. So distributive phase is the initial rapid decline distribution phase between from the central to the peripheral compartment. The drug distributions are there. So rapid decline we have to see it. So this phase is called distributive phase. After some time, the slow decline of the drug distribution between two compartments from central to peripheral is going for slow and mainly due to elimination phase. So that is called post-disruptive or the elimination phase are there. So in contrast to the central compartment, peripheral compartment, the first initially increase the concentration and reach the maximum, because from central to peripheral distributions are occur. From central to peripheral drug go for the distribution. So in central rapid declines are there, and opposite in peripheral that time they receive the drug concentration. So the graph going for increasing. So opposite of that central to peripheral. So initially peripheral compartment increase the concentration of drug and reach to the maximum, and this corresponding with the distribution phase. So in central compartment it corresponding decline by the distribution phase. In peripheral compartment it increase by the distribution phase. Following peak, then the drug concentration decline, which corresponding to the post distributive or elimination phase. So there is the two compartment open model IV bolus administration. So for that, so the rate of change in the drug concentration in the central compartment is given by, so first one for the central compartment, so dC by dt for the central compartment is equal to K21 Cp minus K12 Cc minus Ke into Cc. So here K12 and K21 are the first order distribution rate constants describing the transfer between the central and peripheral compartment. It means K12 means drug transfer distribute from central to peripheral, and K21 is for transfer of drug from peripheral to central. This is the first order distributive rate constant. C for the central compartment and P for the peripheral compartment. So Cc and Cp. Now convert the concentration base response to the total amount of drug body concentration. So X is equal to Vd into C. So dC C by dt is equal to K21 xp upon Vp minus K12 xc upon Vc Ke xc upon Vc. So this is the equations for the two compartment open model IV bolus. So the rate of change in drug concentration in the peripheral compartment. So previous one we have to find out for the central compartment. Similar like for peripheral compartment, the change in the concentration of drug. So the rate dCp upon dt is equal to K12 Cc minus K21 Cp, that convert X is equal to Vd into C. So dCp upon dt is equal to K12 Xc upon Vc minus K21 Xp upon Vp. So now we have to go for the integration of both the equation for central and peripheral compartment. So equation becomes like that for the Cc, x0 upon Vc, K21 minus alpha divided by b minus alpha e raised to minus alpha t. So exponential forms are there, plus K21 minus b upon alpha minus beta e raised to minus beta c. So that is for central compartment, the integration equation. For peripheral, Cp is equal to x0 upon Vp in the bracket K12 upon b minus alpha e raised to minus alpha t plus K12 upon alpha minus beta e raised to minus beta t. So x0 is our IV bolus initial dose. Alpha and beta are the hybrid first order constants for rapid distribution phase and the slow elimination phase respectively. So that it is another first order rate constants K12 and K21 for the distribution and Ke for the elimination. So now, the mathematical relation between the hybrid and micro constant. Hybrid constants are alpha and beta, and micro constants, that is reversible transport drug between compartment K12 and K21. So their correlations. So alpha plus beta is equal to K12 plus K21 plus K. Alpha into beta is equal to K21 into K. So now we can go for the simplification of that equation. So it becomes Cc is equal to A e raised to minus alpha t plus B e raised to minus beta t. So the central compartment concentration is equal to distribution exponent plus elimination exponent. Now we will go for the method of residual. The bioexponential disposition curve obtained after by the IV bolus of the drugs that fits two compartment models, so can be resolved into the individual exponent of that by the method of residuals. So we have to find out the alpha and beta values. So Cc is equal to, already we have to find out that equation. Cc is equal to A e raised to minus alpha t plus B e raised to minus beta t. So that apart from bioexponential curve, so initially decline due to the distribution is more rapid than the terminal decline due to elimination. So the rate constant alpha is much more greater than B. Hence e raised to alpha t approaches becomes 0, because much faster than the e raised to beta t. So the equation becomes for the back extrapolated concentration C is equal to B e raised to minus beta, only dependent on that elimination phase. In the log form of that equations, it becomes log back extrapolated plasma concentration value is equal to log B minus beta t upon 2.303. Plot the graph, the concentration versus time. The terminal linear phase go for the curve having slope minus beta upon 2.303. From that we have to find out the then the residual concentration is equal to back extrapolated minus the true plasma concentration value. So the equations becomes A e raised to minus alpha t, and then applying the logarithm. So log CR residual concentration value is equal to log A minus alpha t upon 2.303. So now we have to go for the graph log C versus time. In that the two plasma concentration curve are there. So initially rapid decline, then the slow decline in the elimination phase. From that we have to find out the slope, and from that we have to find out the beta value. Then the extrapolated from the true plasma concentration and extrapolated minus true. So we have to get the residual line. From residual line we get the straight line. From that straight line we have to find out the slope, and from the slope is equal to minus alpha upon 2.3. So we have to find out the alpha. So in the case we have to, by the method of residual, from the true plasma concentration curve we have to find out the elimination constant, that beta hybrid, and from residual line we have to find out the alpha values. Then the two compartment open model, IV infusion. So in that here, so the model can be shown in that figure. So initial the zero order absorptions are there, infusion rates are there, R0, that reach to the central compartment. Then from that it go for the peripheral compartment, and elimination that is done from the central compartment. So the plasma or central compartment concentration of drug that fit to the two compartment models was administered at a constant rate, the zero order IV infusions. The equations is like that. So C is equal to R0 upon Vc into Ke in the bracket 1 plus in the bracket Ke minus beta upon beta minus alpha e raised to minus alpha t plus in the bracket Ke minus alpha upon alpha minus beta e raised to beta t. So at steady state, the second and the third terms in the bracket becomes 0, and the equation reduced to C steady state is equal to R0 upon Vc into Ke. So Vc into Ke, we can go for the Vd into Vt. Then substitute in that part. So steady state concentration CSS becomes R0 upon Vd into B. Vd into B means the Vd is the volume of distribution and beta is for the elimination rate constant. So it becomes V into elimination rate constant is equal to clearance. So steady state CSS is equal to R0 upon clearance. And for the loading dose X0L to obtain the steady state immediately at the start of the infusions, that can be calculated by the X0L is equal to steady state concentration into volume of distribution there. So R0 upon K. So this is for the two compartment open model IV infusion. The last one, that is two compartment model extravascular. In that also zero order already similar like the IV infusion, and for the extravascular administration by first order absorption process. So that model it represent in the figure. So the absorption of the drug to the central compartment follow the first order rate absorption, so that is K, central to peripheral like K1 to K21 like that, and from central that elimination go for that is K. So for that drugs enter into the body, it follow the first order absorption process, distribution according to the two compartment model, central and peripheral, and then the rate of change in the drug concentration in the central compartment is described by the three exponent form, an absorption exponent and two usually exponent for the disposition, means distribution and the elimination. So three exponential forms are there for the absorption, distribution and elimination. So the plasma concentration anytime given is derive the equation, that is C is equal to N e raised to minus KT plus L e raised to minus alpha t plus M e raised to minus beta t. So here C is equal to absorption exponent, distribution exponent and elimination exponent. K is for absorption exponent, absorption rate constant, alpha for distribution exponent, distribution rate constant, and beta for elimination rate constants, and that the coefficients are L, M, N. So for the diagram we can see that we have to go for the log C versus time, then we have to find out the true plasma concentration curve, then from that back extrapolated distribution curve and back extrapolated elimination curve. So first from the true plasma concentration curve, from their decline we have to find out the slope, and we can find out the elimination rate constant, that beta. Then for distribution curve, from that we have to find out first residual line, then you have to find out the distribution rate constant, and second residual lines, from that we have to find out the Ka value, the absorption rate constant. So this is, we have to see the two compartment model. Thank you.